What's poppin', peeps? It's your boy for CancerMoonsTarot, and I'm coming at you guys with the All Signs mid-March 2023 check-in. How are you? Hope you guys are doing well. Naturally, we do all of the individual sign readings for all the Zodiac, but I do have to do a combined video for today just because I'm pretty late. I was sick about a week and a half ago, so I don't want to leave you guys without a mid-month read, so it's going to be pretty short, sweet, and to the point, but moving on forward, we should be back on schedule. So how is everybody doing? Hope you guys are doing great, and without further ado, we'll go from Aries to Pisces. Timestamps will be in the description and the pinned top comment below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start out here with the Ram Fam and see what we got going on here for Aries. So let's see what's showing up here for Team Aries, baby. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the Zodiac sign of Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023. Having a look here at the overall energy of the second half of the month, we do have here the Hermit card coming out here for you. This is Virgo energy. You could be dealing with a Virgo. You know, typically when you see the Hermit card, it's kind of about keeping to yourself. It could be a period, though, of gaining some sort of wisdom, seeing something from a better perspective. I also feel here, too, for Aries, it's like if you're without somebody, like if you removed yourself from a person, removed yourself from an environment, you might be starting to become wiser to how that environment affected you. You know, sometimes when we have distance from someone or something, it puts us in a perspective to see how that environment or that person affects us. And the more distance there is, the more we can see how we've been affected. So I think that you might be starting to really see, you know, how a certain situation or a certain environment affected you. You know, taking a look here into the current situation, we got here the Knight of Swords. We also have here the Four of Cups. And then looking at the outcome for mid-March, we do have here the Page of Swords coming into play as well. So, you know, I kind of get this feeling here for Aries for mid-March 2023, where it's like Knight of Swords here, Four of Cups, you know, you went from communication to a lack of communication. You went from talking to somebody to not talking to somebody. And I think that you started to see and unravel, you know, the major difference here overall. You know, when you were around someone, maybe you weren't feeling all that high vibrational, but now that you are pulled back, you start to see the truth. You start to see, holy crap, Page of Swords for the outcome. I can now kind of get a glimpse into how they were affecting me and how they were affecting you. Emperor card. And we also have here Death card. Somebody who is very controlling with the Emperor. And then with the Death card, somebody here who I feel tried to change you. I kind of get this energy that some of you Aries were connecting with a person who didn't initially let you be your own person in a way. I feel like they were very influential. Like they had a lot of aspects of wanting to change the person you were because they couldn't be accepting of who you are. And with that lack of acceptance, you grew tired. Certainly you did. You grew tired. And I really feel like with the Death card coming into play here, it's like, I'm not changing for anybody. I'm a fucking Aries. You know, I'm going to be who I am. And if you can't accept that, it is what it is. So it's like, I think as you pull back, you start to see how controlling somebody's been. And I think that as you pull back, you see how they really tried to change you. And you kind of recognize now that no longer communicating and being at a distance from this person's working within your favor. So looking at that outcome, Page of Swords, you know, you now have the outside perspective. Like when you were around this individual, it was hard to get a full perspective. But now your perspective here is full because you're able to look at this from the outside looking in instead of looking at it from the inside overall. Okay, so you get the full perspective here and you recognize, wait, this environment or this person definitely not serving me, definitely very controlling, and they're trying to change me, and that's not the kind of environment I want to be about. So I'd rather be free with the Hermit card overall. All right though, Aries, that's what I got showing up here for you regarding your mid-March. As mentioned, this is going to be very short, sweet, and to the point, but thank you for tuning in nonetheless. Really appreciate you, and don't worry, you will have a full reading in April 2023. Okay, moving on forward though, we did our Aries. We're going to hop on into the Bull Gang now, and let's see what's popping for the Taurus. Let's see what we got going on. What do we got showing up here for Taurus, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-March 2023. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the Zodiac sign of Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023. Having a look here at the overall energy for you, we do have here the Emperor coming on out here for you. You could be dealing with an Aries potentially for a few of you. Taking a look here at your current energy, Page of Swords, we have here the Ace of Swords, and then looking at the outcome, we do have here the Strength card. So Emperor card here being the overall energy, it can be a card that represents control, but if it's not about control here, Taurus, it certainly can represent about being in a position of power. Now, looking at your current situation, Page of Swords, Ace of Swords, I feel like you've been pretty hesitant recently to kind of admit something. I think it takes a lot of guts to admit whatever it is. You got here the Strength card for the outcome, and it's definitely telling me this is something that you had to have a lot of guts to do. So speaking your truth or embracing your truth has taken a lot of guts to do, jumping into mid-March. Now, what is it exactly that Taurus is opening up about? What is this truth? We have here the High Priestess, and we also have here the Hangman. I think this is about the ability to kind of go out there and say, hey, I'm feeling stuck in my life. I think that it can be really hard sometimes. And even though, granted, I'm not trying to come off offensive when I say this, because everybody to a certain extent has pride, this is about having to swallow your pride and say, listen, I need help. I feel like I'm stuck right now in life, and I feel like no matter how much I want to dig myself out of some sort of hole that I might be in or some dark place I might be in, it feels like it's not something that's accomplishable alone. It definitely feels like I could use help. And, you've been pretty hesitant to admit the truth to others, let alone admit the truth to yourself. But, with the Emperor card here, it's like, I want to be in a position of power again. I want to be in control of my life again, and I want to be in a good spot overall. So you might feel like things in certain areas of your life have kind of gone out of control, Taurus, whether you've been feeling really stuck in your finances, really stuck in love. Maybe for some of you, you've been feeling really stuck in bad habits, and it's like, I just want to be able to have assistance to kind of pull myself out of this place I don't want to be in, right? It's kind of like I got stuck in a hole and it's hard to climb out, and I got no equipment and no utility, so I need somebody here to bring me a ladder, to get out of this hole. And I think there's no shame in asking for help. Certainly, I think sorry about that, Taurus. Unfortunately, I had myself a little bit of a cough attack, so I had to go ahead and take a second. But regardless, there's no shame in asking for help here moving into March 2023, especially if you kind of just feel like you've been in a space where it's been really difficult to move on forward and to kind of dig yourself out of a hole, right? Don't be afraid to ask somebody for a ladder here at this time. That would be my best advice here for you. With the High Priestess, everything's going to be okay at the end of the day. But right now, if you want to improve your situation and if you want to make your situation better, reach out. Don't hesitate. All right. And I definitely think that in terms of the truth, right? I said in the beginning of the video, like maybe you're kind of in a space, Taurus, where it feels a little bit hard to like swallow your pride, because it's like you don't want to let other people down, and you don't want other people to see you in a position to where maybe you don't feel like you're at your top or in your prime. And I think that, sometimes we can get really nervous that other people are going to judge us, make fun of us, or look at us anyway differently. But you got to remember, the people in your life who truly love you and care about you, they're not going to sit there and be like, hey, I want to kick you even further down, or I want to make you feel really horrible about yourself. They're going to be there to lift you up and support you, just like I'm here to lift you up and support you, because I love you and I care about you, and I know you're going to be okay. But right now, if you can use that extra helping hand, take that extra helping hand, and don't be afraid and don't be shy. You have people here who are willing to back and support you. I'm here, ready to support you all the way, ready to see you get out of that hole, climb that ladder, and build a freaking mansion. All right. So whatever's going on now, it shall pass for sure. But I think that if you want that to pass a lot quicker, don't keep doing everything all on your own. Open up here right now to somebody special and let people come in and assist you in ways that they can in whatever area of your life that this resonates to. Okay? Wishing you guys the best. It's going to pass. This ain't going to resonate to every Taurus in mid-March 2023. I know that. But if it is resonating to you right now, just know it's going to pass. This is not going to be forever. Okay? All right, Taurus. Much love to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I mentioned to the Aries, I'm going to mention this to you. You will be getting a full reading in April 2023 and a full mid-month as well. Like I said, I was only doing it in this style because I was very late on all the readings, but thank you guys for coming out nonetheless. Really appreciate it. Now, moving on into the Gemini. Let's see what we got going on here for the beautiful Gemini gang regarding mid-March 2023. What's going to be popping here for Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023. What information is going to be showing up here for the zodiac sign of Gemini at this moment in time? Let's go ahead and take a look. Starting out here with the first card for you. Overall energy is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. Hello, big card coming in here for you. This is fixed zodiac energy, so you could be connecting with a Taurus, a Leo, an Aquarius, or a Scorpio. Now, having a look at your current situation, we got here a Four of Swords. We also have here a what is this? A 7 or no, an 8 of Pentacles. Sorry, for some reason I can't count today. And then looking at the outcome for you, we do have here the Hermit. All right, so Wheel of Fortune, 4 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, and the Hermit. So taking a look at your mid-March here right now, Gemini, Wheel of Fortune coming into play here for you. You know, it's a card here of cycles coming to an ending, but it also is a card here that represents a turnaround in your life. I feel like if there's been lack, abundance is coming in. 4 of Swords here is kind of representing things and situations that were laid to rest, but 8 of Pentacles is kind of representing that abundance here is booming. Action here is being taken. There's a lot of work to pay attention to. So I feel like if you're a Gemini, first and foremost, I just want to mention, if you've been like, let's say you're a Gemini who works in construction, maybe there's been a layoff that was happening. It's like coming into mid-March, there's about to be a lot of jobs opening up, a lot of work being available. That could kind of be a general statement as well, especially if you don't, you know, if you're a Gemini and you're like, well, I don't work in construction, but I have been laid off in a certain way. You're about to get introduced to a lot of work that can definitely help you out financially. So there will be a big financial turnaround, I feel, here in mid-March for Geminis, especially for those of you that have been experiencing layoffs. An abundance and a plethora of work is about to come in here for you at this time. Now, if it's not about work, you know, I definitely feel like if you've been pretty well rested, if you've kind of hit a wall in your life, Gemini, where you felt like you just needed to take a break from everybody and everything, you know, mid-March is where you come back and you kind of feel like you came back to life again. You know, you're ready to kick all the drives in gear and, or kick all the gear and drive, right? And you're ready here to really make a change and to really put the work in. You know, sometimes we get into periods that I guess I would reference them as resting periods, where maybe we need time away from friends, maybe we need time away from family, we need time away from just our natural everyday life, and we just want to go in hermit mode a little bit and do us. And then when we come back out of that hermit energy, we're ready to get back to work on our life. We're ready to be social. We're ready to climb and build our financial status. We're incredibly ready to connect with people and have fun and have good experiences. You know, sometimes life can just be very overwhelming, and we need to take a step back and do us for a little bit before we come on back into our lives. So 8 of Pentacles here, you know, you might be feeling refreshed in mid-March 2023, ready to go out and keep working on yourself and really build an awesome kingdom in your own life. And looking at the outcome here, the Hermit, you know, I think it's all thanks to the Hermit, right? Because you needed your rest and rejuvenation. And now that the resting period is over, now that you are rejuvenated, you know, you're ready to do some pretty cool stuff. All right. Let's take a look here at why you needed to rest. We have here the Ace of Swords. We also have here the Hangman. Yeah, I think that, you know, one of the biggest reasons, Gemini, you needed to go through your resting period is because it kind of goes back to what I said in the beginning. I said you feel like you hit a wall. Hangman is the energy of being stuck. When you hit a wall, you kind of feel like you're stuck, right? So you were kind of in this place in your life where you felt stuck. It's just, I don't know. There's nothing really here for me to focus on going forward, or maybe there's just a stagnant energy in my life that seems to be never ending. And, you know, truth be told, I need to get out of this. I can't wait to get myself out of this stagnant place, but right now it just feels impossible. So I feel like you just hit that wall, you got stuck, you depleted your energy, you needed to resupply your energy and then figure out, you know, how to take a different direction to get the result you were looking for. Essentially, for example, if you got laid off, you know, you felt stuck, you exerted a lot of your energy trying to find work. Maybe at that time, it just felt like there was no abundance in finding work. But after you gave yourself time to rejuvenate and to catch up on your rest, suddenly the work here appears. Different paths make their way towards you. So, you know, sometimes in life, we just got to go through our resting period. And then that moment in that hand of opportunity starts to head on towards us. And then we seize the opportunities that come on in for us here overall. So I like it for you, Gemini. I think you just needed some resting. And now that you're rejuvenated, you're ready to go. And mid-March 2023 definitely looks like it is pretty opportunistic and, most importantly, abundant for you in whatever area of your life you're looking at here overall. Okay? All right, Gemini, love that for you. Really good reading here. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did our Gemini. We're going to go ahead now, move on into the Cancer and see what we got going on here regarding mid-March 2023. So Cancer, let's see what we got going on for you beautiful people. What's popping for the crab? Messages for Team Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus regarding mid-March 2023. What information is going to be coming on in here for the zodiac sign of Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-March 2023. Having a look here at the overall energy, we do have here the King of Swords. Definitely taking things more seriously, definitely being more disciplined. in your life. Could be discipline in regards to work, discipline in regards to a health regimen, or maybe this is discipline in like a body transformation. You're like, I'm going to hit the gym every single day. I'm not going to skip a day. You know, it could be that type of vibe showing up here for you. But King of Swords, you know, really being disciplined, really sticking to the plan is what I'm hearing for Cancer. Looking at your current situation, the Moon and the Knight of Cups, you know, you're looking at how can I make myself more emotionally connected, more emotionally at peace? How can I make myself more happy? Essentially, you're looking at your feelings and emotions, and you don't want to feel restless anymore for fulfillment. You just want to feel fulfilled. I think you're searching for emotional contentment here, and in doing so, it's about having to figure out what will bring that emotional contentment, which I believe you have figured it out, but now it's about maintaining it. So, for example, King of Swords showing up here for you. You know that you have to be disciplined with something to bring in emotional security, but in order to maintain that, you got to keep up the discipline. So that's what's showing up here, man. That's what I feel for Cancers. It's like, if you know right now that, financial security is what's making you feel really good on an emotional level, it's like keep working hard and keep doing what you can to establish that financial security. If it's about right now working on yourself, your own individual life, working on your body, working on, your friendships and relationships with people. If that right now is bringing in emotional security, it's like, let's keep on putting in that work and doing what I have to do. And then at the end of the day, I'll feel fine. I'll feel happy. I'll feel secured. So mid-March is about bringing in and building your security, but staying on top of it so that you can maintain said security. Looking at the outcome for you, we do have here the Strength card, Cancer. Hell yeah. I hear that this month in general, March might have pushed your limits a little bit. I'm not talking just about the mid-month portion, but even before that, like March overall could have potentially pushed your limits. You might have kind of came into this month with maybe a disadvantage. Maybe you came into this month with something that happened that was a little bit intense, and it's like, I don't want to experience that low vibrational energy I experienced in the beginning, so I got to do what I can to maintain my security. The whole month here is really about harping on some sense of security. Okay, so maybe some of you guys entered the month and there was a big bill to pay, and it was like, oh, I don't like how I feel right now after paying that bill, and kind of feeling like my finances are not totally secure. So let's do what we can here to build financial security. Maybe you came into the month with a big fight in your relationship, and it's like, I don't like that energy, so I want to really make sure I hold on super tight to building and maintaining a positive relationship with my partner. Whatever the case is here, you want to maintain the good stuff so that you don't go back to maybe that big instance that happened in the beginning of March that, you didn't really like so much, right? So that's what I'm seeing here overall. Give me some information, some input here about what Cancer was dealing with. Yeah, we got here a Three of Wands, and we also have here a Judgment. It kind of feels to me, Cancer, that what you wanted ended up going very far away from you. So I kind of get that feeling like if you're looking at the ship, right, the ship's taking sail, this could be the energy of something started to become distant from you. If you had a big fight with your romantic partner in the beginning of the month, maybe your partner started to grow distant and you were like, I don't like this energy. Like, I don't want to be distant from my partner. I love my partner. Let's work on it. Maybe you gave out money because you had to pay a big bill, and it's like, whew, without that money, I don't like it. So I want that financial security. Overall, they're here, Cancer, with the Judgment card showing up for you. It's about having to kind of look at your situation and make the best judgment of what you can do to maintain your security. And that's what you're going to be focusing on here overall coming into mid-March. So you'll be recovering from whatever hit or blow or whatever kind of, shock or, whatever situation occurred here, guys. I don't know why that's so hard to explain. Whatever kind of shocking situation occurred in the beginning of March, you're going to recover from that relatively quickly. But it's about just making sure you maintain the kind of security you're looking for, whether it's romantic, emotional, financial, whatever your case may be. You're going to be on top of the game here, Cancer, coming into mid-March 2023. So I like it for you, Cancer. Overall, really positive reading. Of course, do take it how it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. All right, but thank you all very much. So we did our Cancers. We're now going to go ahead and move on into our next zodiac sign, which is going to be the Leo gang. So let's see what we got going on here for Team Leo regarding March 2023. Leos, how are you? This is going to be your mid-month portion, and let's see what information shows up for you at this time. What do we got going on here for Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023. What information is going to be showing up here for the zodiac sign of Leo? Whoa, we already got here 3 cards coming on out for you. That's going to be a 7 of Cups, a 6 of Wands. We do have here a 9 of Pentacles, and let's see what the outcome is going to be What is the outcome going to be here for Leo? And we have here the Queen of Swords. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about it. Well, first things first, Leo, overall energy for you. Seven of Cups coming into play here. Seven of Cups is a card that can represent multiple opportunities, but it also could be a card here that could represent a little bit of confusion. I feel like if you come into this second half of the month and you feel like you don't have things figured out, things are going to get figured out relatively quickly. If you come into mid-March with a sense of confusion, whether that confusion is about what do I do in my relationship, what do I do about my career, what do I do about a very specific situation, you're going to figure it out relatively quickly, and you're going to find success with whatever choice you make with the Six of Wands coming out here for you as well. So I kind of get that feeling where it's like, don't worry. If you're a little overwhelmed right now, a little confused, not really knowing where to go or what to do, because the answer will make its way to you. And when you make that choice based upon that answer, it's going to be successful. It's going to work out. So it's kind of like a reassuring kind of reading coming in here for you, where it's like, don't worry, you're going to make the right choice. Everything's going to work out for you. Everything's going to be fine. You know, looking at what you're dealing with, you had the Six of Wands, and you also have here the Nine of Pentacles. And Nine of Pentacles coming into play here for you is a card that represents stability. It represents confidence. It represents you're out here still standing. And most importantly, it's like, I'm out here and I'm doing well. Looking at the outcome here for you, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords here represents you made the right choice and you cut out the one that didn't serve you. Okay? Tell me a little bit of information here about what was bringing in confusion for Leo. What were they confused about in mid-March? We do have here the Fool card coming out, and then we also have here the Seven of Wands coming out as well. Yeah, you know, I think that for a while you were kind of stuck between letting go versus fighting or sticking up for somebody. You know, when we care about people, even if they do the darnest things, and people do the darnest things, right? But, you know, sometimes when we really care about people, it's like, we'll vouch for them, we'll bat for them no matter what. Until we get to a point where we recognize, I have stuck up for you so many times, and each time you said things will change, and things never necessarily changed. And I think I'm starting to realize they're probably never going to change because you're so used to me sticking up for you. And since you've become so accustomed to that, you've never really had the desire to change. That's where shit gets deep. That's where stuff gets deep here, Leo, coming into mid-March. It's like, yeah, somebody here never got accustomed to wanting to change because they always knew that you'd be forgiving, that you would stand up for them, and that you'd give them a second chance. So with the Fool card here to the Seven of Wands, it's like, do I keep batting for somebody or do I strike out? And it's like, Fool card, I'm striking out here. You know, I think that that's going to be the overall choice you're coming to. And that's what I think, you know, the Queen of Swords here kind of makes a lot more sense now, right? Because you're cutting yourself out of somebody's life or cutting somebody out of your life in general. Who are you removing? You know, you're removing this person here, you know, no longer standing up for somebody who unfortunately here is not making a change because they're very used to getting bailed out here by you. And it's not that you wanted to necessarily bail them out. You wanted to believe that, you know, somebody here would change and that somebody here would take it seriously. But unfortunately, they just kind of always relied on, well, Leo will forgive me. Everything will be okay. And they thought that that would last forever. And in your perspective here, Leo, it's like, no, that's not lasting forever. That's not going to continue. I need to be with somebody here who makes me happy. And most importantly, I need people in my life who are going to be good. Not people in my life who I constantly have to forgive for the mistakes that they make. You know, it's okay to make a mistake, but you need to learn from your mistakes. And I think that that's where this person never took advantage. They never learned from their mistakes, but instead they repeated them because they always felt like they would have a bailout. All right. So that's what I see showing up here regarding mid-March. Of course, though, Leo, do take it if it resonates. If it's not your story, no worries. All right. There will be a full reading awaiting you guys in April 2023. This was just a small, you know, short and sweet kind of read here, but thank you guys for tuning in nonetheless. Really appreciate it and hope you guys are having a good one. Thank you very much, Leo, for stopping by. So we did our Lion Gang. We're going to hop on into the Virgo and we'll see what we got going on here, baby, regarding mid-March 2023. So let's see what's showing up here for the Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023, we did have here a flipper, and that flipper is going to be a 9 of Wands coming into play here for you. I'm going to put this back in the deck, Virgo, but if it does come out, it's meant to be. Regardless, let's see what's going on here for Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-March 2023. Having a look here at the overall energy for you, we do have here the Justice card. So Justice card is Libra energy. You could be connecting with a Libra here, certainly. Taking a look here at your current energies, we got the 5 of Cups, and we also have here the 8 of Cups showing up as well. Let's see what the outcome is going to be for Team Virgo. And that outcome is going to be the Fool card coming into play here for you. So you could be dealing with a Libra, could be connecting with an Aries. Now, the Justice card is pretty much the card that says the balance of all things. It's about being incredibly balanced and making sure that everything that's happening, it's working within your favor. So we start out here looking at your current energies with the 5 of Cups and with the 8 of Cups. So you're walking away right now, certainly from some sense of grief. You know, when you look at the 5 of Cups, you can see that 3 cups are knocked over, but 2 cups are still left standing. You know, these 2 cups in the back window. So even though 3 of Cups, some sort of joy and happiness was lost, there's more joy and happiness out in the world to be attained. And what I like a lot about this 8 of Cups, right, is that this person, he's going out on a journey. He's leaving behind the 8 cups here because what is he looking for? He's looking for the 2 cups here. So the 8 of Cups is going to the 2 of Cups to create the 10 of Cups, right? So it's about you saying, okay, this thing that I lost in life, it wasn't my most fulfilling thing ever. It wasn't my soulmate. It wasn't my dream job. It wasn't my dream life. You know, it is what it is. It might suck that I lost something that brought me joy, but it's not the end all be all. I still have to find it. So you're ready here to go on a journey, go on a voyage, find that thing that's going to be amazing in your life so that it brings the fulfillment you're looking for, which would inevitably be the 10 of Cups. So you're setting out here on a new journey, you know, looking at the outcome here. The Fool card here is the beginning, right? It's the number 0 in the tarot, the very first card. It's about starting a whole new journey here and getting ready to get there. So I do see for Virgos coming into mid-March, you know, something was lost. Some sort of joy in your life, and I don't know if it was a romantic partner, a friend. It could have even you know, potentially been some kind of work situation as well for a few of you. And like at first, the way you reacted to it was like, this sucks. You know, like I'm grieving. I lost something I loved, and it sucks. But I think you're recognizing this isn't the end though, because if it was my end all be all, it would have been my end all be all. There would be nothing left after that. So that means I'm still ready to explore. There's still more to explore, and my ultimate fulfillment, my 10 of Cups, you know, is still out there. It's still exists. So, you know, you're getting ready here for the journey again. And I think that it's not so bad here anymore, right? You're definitely going to get through that grieving period, and you're going to be excited to see what the new is about. You know, let's take a look here and see what you kind of lost here at this time. So first card is going to be the King of Cups coming into play, and then taking a look here at the next card for you, we do have here the 4 of Cups. Yeah, absolutely. I think that, you know, somebody here who maybe was very loving, very kind. A King of Cups is usually that person, right? Someone who's incredibly loving, incredibly kind. This is somebody who's very mature in love. I feel like their attitude here definitely changed with the 4 of Cups. You know, when somebody becomes the 4 of Cups, they're like, talk to the hand. You know, they're very brick wall kind of energy. When you communicate to them, it's like talking to a brick wall. You know, it's somebody who went from being mature to immature very, very quickly, and they weren't really open to conversation. They weren't open to working with you. They weren't open to just being in a space where they could be more mature. I just feel like their energy came off very immature, and they would constantly push you away. I also get the feeling that whoever this person is, Virgo, they were a big interrupter. Like every time you would try to say something, they'd interrupt you immediately, and you can never get a word out to explain how you feel or what's going on. So ultimately for Virgos here that, you know, lost a connection with somebody, you know, they originally were a very mature, awesome, and loving person, but over time it's just like there's something here that made them a little sour, I think. And considering they turned sour, and, you know, considering they embody that 4 of Cups energy, it's like they kept on pushing you away further and further and further, to the point where you recognize this isn't feasible anymore. This isn't sustainable anymore. You know, it's time for me to find something that's new, point blank period. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. I think you recognize you need balance in your life. This is not going to be that partner or that person that can bring the balance in for you. And it's time to go back on the Fool's journey and figure out, you know, where my 2 of Cups is so that I can get my 10 of Cups, point blank period. Okay. All right, though, my beautiful Virgo peeps, of course, do take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, right? This is just a really quick, short and sweet read for mid-March 2023, but you will have your full reading for April 2023. So regardless, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming out, Virgo. Thank you. Okay. All right, guys. guys, so we did Libra. Welcome on into your part of your mid-March 2023. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into it, and we'll see what we got going on. What do we got showing up here for Libra, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023. What energy is going to be coming up here for the zodiac sign of Libra throughout mid-March 2023. Let's go ahead and have ourselves a look. Starting out here with the overall energy for you, we begin this reading here with the Five of Cups. So, Five of Cups showing up here for you. You know, typically it is a card here that can represent going through a little bit of grief or going through a difficult period. You know, Five of Cups can symbolize loss, or it can symbolize just being in a space where maybe you're not feeling 100% the most positive that you could be feeling, right? So, taking a look here at your current situation, we have here the High Priestess, followed up here with the Ace of Cups. So I do see that for this situation, it certainly can be regarding love for a few of you. It's not going to resonate regarding love for all of you, but Ace of Cups coming into play here can definitely signify that maybe there was some sort of disappointment here about somebody you loved. Now, High Priestess coming into play. High Priestess card is your intuition, and naturally what I would say, seeing this combo pair together, it would be that maybe you saw something coming, but I don't feel like you saw this coming. You know, what my intuition is saying, at least, is like you didn't see this situation come at all. It was not what was showing up for you. Everything kind of felt normal. Then out of the blue, poof, here comes in some sort of disappointing situation in a connection, more than likely for many of you. Now, if it's not about like a person you were romantically connecting with, it certainly could be about a friend, about a family member. But I do see some sense of disappointment in somebody that you kind of naturally didn't really expect. Looking at the outcome here for you, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, you're kind of working on rebuilding and picking up the pieces after everything went down. I don't feel like this is necessarily rebuilding a connection to somebody, but it's more about rebuilding yourself in reference to how somebody disappointed you, hurt you, and most of all, kind of how somebody here affected you in mid-March 2023. Let's get a little bit of clarity regarding this situation. So tell me about the Five of Cups and the disappointment here for Libra. We have here the Temperance. We also have here the Eight of Wands. Yeah, so I feel like in terms of communication, you know, they came from a place where it was like everything was fine. You know, Temperance card here is emotionally balanced. Eight of Wands here is constantly talking, constantly communicating. So you were kind of connecting with somebody where it was like they were always showing up like everything was fine. There was never an issue. There was never a problem. But then, boom, definitely something disappointing came into play here for you. And it's like, how did we go from everything seems so normal and so perfect to where we're at now? You know, you don't necessarily have all the answers, but it definitely is one of those things that you just didn't expect. It was kind of like, whoa, this came out of nowhere. This came at me sideways, and it wasn't what was expected. Let's take a look at a little bit of a reason why. We got here the Eight of Pentacles, and we got here the Nine of Swords. You could have been connecting with somebody who just flat out wasn't ready, especially if this is love and romance, Libra. You could have been dealing with somebody who just flat out wasn't ready for love or wasn't ready for romance. You know, Nine of Swords, they could have been a very anxious kind of person. And Eight of Pentacles could be symbolizing that maybe they felt like they needed to work on themselves first before they could be in a really good relationship. It also could symbolize too, though, that maybe you were connecting with a bit of a workaholic and, you know, they're kind of coming from a position to where they wanted to focus on work more than focusing on a relationship. But I also get like this hint as well of self-deception coming from the person you're dealing with, where they kind of got in their own head and they thought they figured things out. They thought they worked it out, but ultimately they were the downfall of the connection with you because they got back in their head again and they didn't know how to get out. So there could definitely be self-deception at play here. I feel like things were pretty perfect for a long time, and it feels like it was genuine with your person in the beginning. I think that what happened here is they got so caught up in their own self-deceptive ways that they didn't know how to get back out of it, even though they were doing good. You know, they felt like they were a work in progress, but they felt like they got through most of it, and then boom, they got hit with that self-deception again. And I feel like that's kind of what trickled down into the relationship here overall, and there was a really great sense of disappointment coming here from you. And it's like, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to do everything I can to rebuild myself after this ending and rebuild myself after what went down, because, you know, this is a person I expected to have a future with, and for the fact that I'm not, you know, it's just very odd. It's very weird, and it's definitely not something I'm used to. So that's what I see showing up here for Libras. Of course, like I said, it doesn't have to be necessarily about somebody 100% romantic. It could be about a friend. It could be about a family member, but some specific relationship in your life kind of looks like it went into a very disappointing place, more than likely did go into an ending, and it happened very unexpectedly. It was not something you saw coming, and I think it has a lot to do about the other person than it ever did about you. You know, I know that sometimes when we hear it's about me or it's me, it's not you, like we can hear that and think, oh, that's an excuse, that's a cop-out, but in this situation, it really feels like it's about them and it's not about you, okay, Libra? So that's what I'm seeing here at this time, all right? But either way, by the way, Elvira, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you. But that's what I have here for you guys at this moment in time, okay? All right, though, Libra, let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. And by the way, just in case, thank you for subscribing as well. Really, really appreciate that. So we finished up all of our Libras. Well, there only is one Libra, right? So we finished up our Libra peeps. We're now going to go ahead and move on into the Scorpio in just a sec. Let me collect these cards real fast, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Moving on forward here to Scorpio. Let's see what we got going on here for you. Hi, Scorpio. How you doing? Let's see your mid-March reading. What do we got showing up here for Scorpio, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023. Starting out here with the overall energy for you, we do begin this reading here with the Four of Cups. So, Four of Cups coming in here for you. You know, it is typically a card here that represents ignoring someone or ignoring a situation. Having a look here at your current energies, we have here the Knight of Pentacles, and we have here the Four of Pentacles showing up as well. So, looking into the current energy for you, Knight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, you know, little by little, I feel like you've been just going back into recluse. You've kind of just been keeping to yourself in a situation. It definitely seems to me like it's been a lot more stable over time, or it's been a lot more present over time, that you've been kind of isolating yourself from someone or something. So it's been a very slow but steady process, you know? It wasn't an overnight thing, but it certainly has been happening consistently. So I do see that you're going in recluse here. You are distancing yourself from a specific person. Let's take a look and see the outcome for you guys, which is going to be the Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands is about branching out, traveling, moving in a new direction. And let's have a look here at the reasoning why you might be ignoring someone and cutting someone out. We have an Ace of Wands. We also have here a Strength card showing up too. Yeah, I kind of get the feeling that this is about walking out of an environment that you felt like you've always had to fight to be a part of. I kind of get the feeling with the Strength card here, it was like you had to fight to be acknowledged, you had to fight to be loved, you had to fight to be taken care of, and just, you basically had to fight for the genuine and general things you should be receiving in relationships, regardless, whether they're love and romance or whether they're family and friends. It's like, I shouldn't have to fight for people to care about me that I have relationships with. That should come naturally. And I think that somebody here was definitely one of those people who kind of needed a lot of attention, and it was one of those individuals here that would make you fight for just these basic relationship kind of qualities that everybody should receive, right? You know, if you have a friend, you know, that friend should care about you, that friend should be good to you. If you have a lover, that lover should love you, and that lover should be, you know, amazing to you. Same with family. And it's like, at the end of the day, man, I feel like somebody here always needed they needed like your proof, or like they needed you to like prove to them that you care, so that they can, you know, say, okay, you're worthy of what I can give you, is almost what I'm picking up on here for you, Scorpio. So, you know, that's an environment you don't want to be a part of any longer. You know, taking a look here at the Strength card to the Ace of Wands, it's like, I'm ready to branch out into a brand new beginning. I'm ready to open myself up to a new cycle. And looking at the outcome overall, right, you do got here a Knight of Wands, and Knight of Wands over here is about going in a completely new direction. So little by little, you know, you've been distancing yourself with a person that's had this kind of energy, and you know, you're kind of getting to that point right now where it's like, okay, we've reached the end, it's time to take action. I've distanced myself to the point where there really isn't much left over, and it's time to go ahead and step on my new path. You know, the Knight of Wands here is basically going to move towards the Chariot, and once you get on the Chariot, there's no looking back. Okay, so definitely see that happening here for Scorpios. Of course, do take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But yeah, that kind of main point of the reading here, when we were discussing the Strength card, you know, this energy of having to fight for affection, attention, to fight for love, when it should come so naturally in whatever relationship this is. It was very odd for you, and I think that, you know, over time you started to realize how unhealthy that was. You know, maybe when you started connecting with this person in the beginning, you know, you might have been in a space where it was like, okay, if this person can show me love, like that's enough for me, right? And maybe, you know, you came from a standpoint too where it was like you were accepting the love you thought you deserved. You know, perks of being a wallflower, we accept the love we think we deserve. Like maybe in the beginning you were in the best place vibrationally, and the love that they provided, maybe you thought that that was fulfillment and that was enough. And, you know, as you grew and as you felt better and as you loved yourself more, you recognize this love that I'm receiving from this person, right? That I have to kind of almost beg for or just do the most to receive. It's not fair to me, and it's not enough, and it's not what I want. It's not what I'm looking for. So as you've grown in return, you've outgrown this situation and seen that you deserve far much better. And now you're getting ready to go on that path to get yourself what you freaking deserve. And I love it for you, Scorpio. I really do. All right. So at the end of the day, I'm not happy that, you know, you experience a situation like this, but I am happy that you're standing up for yourself and you're not sitting in something that you don't deserve to be a part of. You deserve so much more. Okay? Beautiful, Scorpio. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we finished up our Scorpio peeps. We're going to go ahead and move on into Sagittarius in just a sec. Let me just collect my cards real quick, everybody. All right. Now we're going to move on forward here into the Saggy, and we'll see what we got going on. What do we got showing up here for Sagittarian? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-March 2023. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac signs of Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023. Having a look here at the overall energy for you, we do have here the Fool card coming into play here for you. So you could be dealing with, sorry about that, you could be dealing with here an Aries for a few of you. Taking a look at the current energy, King of Cups. And we also have here the Page of Wands. Interesting. So, you know, as far as I'm getting here, right, the Fool card, it's about being loosey-goosey, right? It's about being a little bit more laid back and chill. And then when you look at the King of Cups, though, King of Cups is about more emotional maturity, emotional security. And then the Page of Wands here is that card that kind of resonates a little more along the lines of the Fool, where it's about being more relaxed and having a little bit more fun and doing things that are a little bit more passionate and less serious. So I kind of feel like right now, you know, you might find yourself in a spot, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're at work, whether you're dealing with people in your day-to-day life, where it's like other people are coming off super serious and you're just kind of like, I'm not in that energy where I want to be super serious, you know, like I just want to enjoy myself, enjoy my life. Probably for many Sagittarians that are watching, it's like I want to enjoy my youth, because you might be a little bit of a younger Sag who's watching, and at the end of the day, it's like I'm not ready to, you know, settle down and get too serious about things. It's like I just want to enjoy the life that I have. So I feel like this is the disconnect between you and somebody else, because I feel like somebody here is searching for more serious energy, more security, and you're over here like, I want to take more risks, I want to have more fun, I want to let loose more. So right now it's kind of hard to be on a plane of resonation with somebody overall. You know, looking at the outcome here, we do have the World card. You know, World card could be, you know, representing you might be going your separate ways with somebody here in mid-March, you know, especially because what the two of you want for your world isn't necessarily aligning. You know, you're looking to take more risks and to do more to get great rewards, and I think that somebody here is harping a little bit too much on security, and considering that you're not in that plane of resonation, you know, you want to do what you want to do in your world, they want to do what they want to do in their world, and it's like it's kind of hard for the two of you to resonate. You know, taking a look at what's going on here, we got a Five of Cups, and we also have here an Ace of Swords. You know, I think that despite the fact that it might sadden you, Sagittarius, to no longer be connected to somebody and to, you know, go your separate way and have them do the same, you know, as granted, as disappointing as it might be, you know, Ace of Swords, it's like I gotta do, you know, what's going to make me happy in life, and I have to live my truth. And, you know, if my truth says I'm not ready to settle down and I'm ready to keep on exploring and I'm ready to keep on just enjoying my life and having a little more fun and being less serious, like if that's the vibe I'm on and they're not on the same vibe with me, I'm not going to cast aside what I want, because then all that's going to do in return is that later on in life, it's going to make me resent the person that I'm dealing with, and that's the last thing that I want to do, right? So it's about making sure you're aligned with the people who also align with what you want, and I think that you've kind of come to terms that somebody here just isn't in alignment with you anymore in terms of what you're looking for the future, and that's okay. Not everybody's going to be, and you know, could you guys make this work? Maybe, but I think that you're coming from the space, Sag, where it's like if I think about making it work, or if we try to make it work, I can't see this any other way except ending in resentment because one of us didn't get what we wanted. and that's not fair to me, that's not fair to them. Keep in mind, this doesn't have to be love. It could be a friend, it could be, you know, people within your family. Maybe this is the energy where your family are super serious and they want you to kind of be a certain way or live a certain lifestyle, and you're like, sorry, like, not gonna happen, I'm gonna live my life in my path. You know, it could be that energy here too. So yeah, you know, you can't resonate with everybody. Not everybody wants the same path, not everybody walks the same path. And I think that, you know, inevitably, the more you keep living your truth and doing you, the more you're going to keep aligning with people who want those same types of things and who have those same types of values. And I think that it's good to walk your own path, because inevitably you'll connect with the ones who want to walk along with you. Okay? All right, though, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for tuning in. Very much so appreciate it. Of course, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But thank you guys for tuning in nonetheless. And there will be a full reading for April 2023 as well. So do keep that in mind, guys. You will have a full reading overall. Okay? All right, baby. So we did our Sagittarius. We're now gonna go ahead and roll on in to our Capricorn, and we'll see what we got going on. Okay? So what's gonna be showing up here for Cappy? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023. What flipper do we have here? That flipper is going to be a Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles showing up, Capricorn. It could be about really putting more effort and work into something. It also could be about signing contracts or agreements. You might be getting a lease this month or a mortgage. So new car, could be getting a mortgage, could be getting a new rental. But I do see that energy where you could be doing some sort of big move where it requires you to sign a contract. So of course, you know, go through all the bells and whistles. Definitely look at everything very carefully before you put your signature anywhere. Definitely something I want to recommend. Regardless, let's see what's going on here for you regarding mid-March 2023. Starting out here with the overall energy, Capricorn, we start out here with the Nine of Swords. So Nine of Swords is typically that energy of being pretty anxious, being very worried, very nervous, you know, so there's a lot of nervousness I feel that's appearing here for you jumping into mid-March. I'm not sure exactly what it is that's making you feel super anxious or stressed out, but I'm sure we'll see in just a sec. Looking at your current energies, King of Pentacles, and then we also have here the Page of Pentacles showing up here as well. There could certainly be financial stress showing up in mid-March 2023, because King of Pentacles is like ultra stability. Page of Pentacles is like kind of comfortable, but also not 100% as comfortable as the King initially is. So this could be representing that maybe financially things aren't as stable as they once were, and I think that it worries you. But also remember though too, right, with finances are peaks and plateaus. Like sometimes we're going to make very expensive payments, but it's like a one-time payment, and then you just rebuild that money that you lost. You know, sometimes we lose equity in things that we put our equity in because they start to depreciate, and when they do, it's like, well, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, we can take out the equity we have left and maybe put that into something better, right? So I think that even though we can have losses, you know, we always have to remember we've gained before, why can't we gain again? So I think for any Capricorn here that's a little bit worried about money, you know, don't be too afraid about it. Remember, if you got to the top before, you can get there again. Use your smarts, because you certainly have them, especially a Capricorn dealing with money. Capricorns know money and they know what they're doing, right? You guys are an earth sign, and with that being said, you know exactly how to move your money in this material world, okay? Regardless though, you're going to be okay. Look at that. Speaking of being okay, taking a look at the outcome here for you. Ace of Pentacles. Hell yeah, there will be an opportunity here to come back in for you. That's going to help you get back into that King of Pentacles energy. So don't you worry. Opportunities will come, they will flourish, and you'll be okay. Let's take a look here and see what's causing all this stress for Capricorn. We do have here that Three of Pentacles coming out once again. And then we also have here the Strength. Okay, so like I said, right? I said when the Three of Pentacles came out originally for you, you know, you might be signing some sort of contract. You could be getting a new car, you could be getting a mortgage, maybe you just bought a home. So that could be like, maybe you put down a super big down payment and like you're stressed a little bit because it's like money's gonna be a little tight until I get my next paycheck. You know, that might be the vibe showing up for you, but it's like, don't worry, you're gonna be covered, you're gonna be okay. So Three of Pentacles here. Of course, like I said, though, if you're making any kind of financial investments and deals, definitely read contracts very carefully. You know, you got here the Strength card. Strength card showing up for you is like, right now I'm just trying to rebuild something. I don't want this entire reading to be just straight up finances, Capricorn, but that's how it's looking like to me. So it's like you're rebuilding your finances after spending your money or potentially losing money on some sort of investment, but you're going to get it back is the overall message. There's nothing to worry about. If you've built up to this King of Pentacles energy before, you can build there again. Now, I do want to kind of try to look at this reading in a different perspective, because it's not all about love or it's not all about finances. You know, we can look at this in different areas of life. So, you know, Nine of Swords here to the King of Pentacles, right? King of Pentacles can represent mental and emotional stability at times. And I do think that for some of you, if you were very cool, calm, collected, and then you start to notice that you move into the Nine of Swords energy where you're very anxious, you know, I do feel like you're going to start to get back on track here with the Page of Pentacles coming into mid-March. So if you've been experiencing a lot of stuff mentally, I definitely think that mid-March per se, is going to level things out for you a lot. I think that if you've had a lot of intense emotional situations arising, it's going to be a lot more of a calmer month here for you, right? And with the outcome here being the Ace of Pentacles, I do think that there's going to be some great opportunity that's going to come in that's really going to help you heal, all right? Any of the, you know, things that you've been going through recently that have been causing this Nine of Swords. So I do see on the flip side for Capricorns, especially if this isn't financial that you're dealing with, if you have been just dealing with lots of stress or lots of anxieties or just lots of shit going on in your life overall, it's like it does feel like there's going to be this wonderful opportunity of healing coming in for you. And once you start taking that opportunity and you start working on yourself, you're going to start moving into a much more peaceful and cool and calm and collected energy overall, which is really nice to see too. So it's kind of like shifting out of that lower vibrational energy and becoming into more of a neutral state of being in mid-March 2023. So Capricorn, not too shabby, okay? Nonetheless, it's like it shows negative starts to a situation, but good outcomes coming from everything, you know, each way we looked at it. So that's great here overall. All right though, Capricorn, let's keep it popping, pushing and moving forward. So we did our Earth sign. All right, we did our Cappies. We're now going to move on into our Aquarius family, and we'll see what we got going on here, baby. What do we got showing up here for the Aqua? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What information? Or in the next 24 hours. I'm not doing the daily reading, guys, but immediately I snapped into daily reading time. This is going to be for Aquarius, mid-March 2023. All right, what energies do we got showing up here for the zodiac sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-March 2023? What do we got going on? Let's go ahead and have ourselves a look. Starting out here with the overall energy for you, Aquarius, we do have here the Eight of Pentacles. Oh yeah, working pretty hard is what I'm seeing showing up for many of you. Eight of Pentacles is about sitting down, hitting the book, studying, knowing what you can do to improve a situation. For people who want to make more money, they study the behavior of money, they study the behavior of different techniques to attract and make more money. For people who want to grow their knowledge, they study different types of things until their knowledge starts to expand. So it's the energy of the more work we put in, the more we'll get of value in return to us. And I see that being a pretty big focal point here for you coming into mid-March 2023. It's like the more I invest my time, my energy, my knowledge, all the things that you have and all the things you can invest, you know, the more you get back a really positive return. Okay, taking a look here at your current situations, we have the Five of Pentacles. We also have here the Two of Pentacles. So I think that maybe you're pretty motivated here at this time because you might feel like you don't really have much that's here. You know, I think one of the biggest motivators can be kind of experiencing that energy where we feel like we've lost so much and we're tired of losing things and we want to win. You know, I think that sometimes it can take a certain amount of losses in life to really motivate us to feel like we need to get started and redirect and start taking some W's and taking some wins and really put in the effort here. And it's not to say you weren't putting in effort if you've experienced loss. Certainly you were, but I think that when we hit the point where we're so fed up with it and we're so frustrated, that motivation becomes so powerful that we become unstoppable. It's like, there is no way I'm going to fail. There is not going to be failure coming in here for me. There's only going to be success, because success is the only outcome I'm aiming for. So I definitely get that vibe here for Aquarians, where it's like, maybe you've just been through a decent amount of loss and you're so tired of that. And it's like, that's not happening here anymore. I'm kicking into gears here with the Two of Pentacles and I'm going to make shit happen. You know, taking a look here at your outcome, Seven of Swords, you know, Seven of Swords showing up here for you is the energy of being jaded. You know, it's the energy of being jaded and hurt and kind of upset of where you're at. And I think that once again, too, I think when we start to revise and look at our lives, well, not revise, when we start to review and look at where we're at in our lives and see that we're in a place we just really don't like and that we can't tolerate, you know, it gives you that motivation again to say, okay, it's time to make things happen. It's time to start seeing change, and it makes you more motivated than ever. So I do feel like you'll be analyzing your life moving into mid-March and just seeing that you're not really happy where you're at. And I feel like it's going to be a pretty big motivator for you here to start really changing up some things overall, you know, taking a look at what's going on here for you. 10 of Swords, and then once again, Empress. Yeah, so 10 of Swords is loss, but the Empress here is gains. Absolutely. So, you know, you're kind of accepting whatever it is you may have lost. You know, it is what it is. You're accepting it for what it was, but there is this genuine sense of excitement of getting ready here to make the gains happen in your life. You know, you're really, really ready here to put in the work. And I think that it's going to really work out for you, here this time overall, Aquarius, which I love, you know? I've been here for sure. You know, I've been in points and times in my life where I'm like, yo, I'm so fed up with losing. Like, I'm so fed up with something not going my way that, you know what, if it's not meant to go my way, fine, but I'm going to succeed nonetheless. There is no room for failure, and I'm not failing. And when I got in that motivated energy, I busted my butt, but guess what? I succeeded, you know? And I always tend to see that with people all the time. So don't be afraid here right now. Don't be fearful. Don't let this, feeling of failure, right? Or this feeling of loss make you think everything else in your life is going to be lost and you're going to be left with nothing, because you have as much say in that as well as anything or anybody else. You can say, fuck that. I'm not losing anything anymore. I'm making wins happen in my life, and I'm making success come into my life as well. So, you know, continue to get on that energy where you're on your grind, Aquarius. Keep on putting in the work and effort, and don't give up, because the only time you ever truly lose is when you give up, you know? Other than that, you know, you're just grinding towards more of those wins. Okay? All right, Aqua. Of course, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. I know that it might not have been, you know, the most positive thing to hear, but I do hope that it was motivating for you guys to know that things certainly are changing. I think you're going to kick it all in gear and get ready to go. And I think that you're ready here to outgrow this current environment where it's no longer about being focused on the losses, but instead recognizing, how can I win and what can I do instead? You know, I think a lot of the time people kind of look at things in a situation where it's like, they'll see something they want and they're like, well, I can't have that. So when people think in terms of like, well, I can't do this, I can't have that, when they think in those types of terms, they're never going to succeed or achieve something. But if you start thinking, how can I achieve this? You know, what would I need to do to make something happen? That kicks your brain in gear to figure it out and figure out the process, and it puts it into a plan, and that becomes a plan of action that you can take to get to where you want to go. So if I can offer any really good advice for Aquarians here coming into mid-March 2023, don't think about, well, I can't do this, or I don't know how I would do that. It's like, start thinking about how you can do things and let that game plan get constructed and kick it into action, okay? You got this, Aquarius. You really do. All right, I got my faith in you, baby, okay? Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we finished up Team Aqua. Moving on to our last zodiac sign for mid-March 2023. We're going to have a look here at Pisces and see what's popping for the fish. Pisces, I do want to say real quick, happy birthday to you. Hope you're doing great. Hope you've been having a fantastic time, and happy birth season. Nonetheless, Piscean, let's see what's going on here for you regarding mid-March 2023. What do we got showing up here for the Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-March 2023. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac of the fish? We did have here two cards. I'm going to take this as the overall energy. So we do have here the Four of Wands. Taking a look at a current energy, we got the Three of Swords, and then we also have here the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so I kind of feel like heartbreak proved to be an opportunity because it definitely created and guided you to a much more better environment. You do got the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is one of those cards that represent that you're in a very stable place, but also it's a stable place you're quite happy with here, Piscean. So it's like you're in an environment or you're around a specific person that you're really happy to be around. So I feel like this is one of those things that can be a positive to heartbreak. And I know that you might have just heard me say that and go, how is there a positive to heartbreak? But I'm that person that really looks at things in a super positive light. I'm a big optimist, okay? For me personally, right, going through one of my biggest heartbreaks in my life, I'm super grateful that I went through it because it guided me to where, you know, I am today. And I think that it's important sometimes, you know, to look at it that way, because, you know, if you weren't meant to be with somebody, you know, it's great that you got redirected to who you were meant to be with. And, you know, if that never happened, if that heartbreak never happened, I would have never gotten to where I needed to go. So I think that it's important to remind yourself of that heartbreak has a purpose, because it has a purpose in terms of guidance. Okay, so Pisces, coming into mid-March 2023, it's like you might have experienced some sense of heartbreak here with the Three of Swords, but it really did provide an opportunity, and that opportunity led you to this. You know, whether it was a new relationship, whether it was your new career that's amazing in your life, whether this heartbreak led you to new friends, right? It's like it led you somewhere really freaking amazing, and that heartbreak did serve a purpose. You know, looking at the outcome here for you, we do have the Two of Swords. You know, I think that sometimes you have a hard way of looking at it. It's like part of you can look at it as a positive, even though you're happy with your new environment. It's like a part of you can look at this whole situation as a positive thing, but then on the flip side, you look at it kind of negatively. It's like it's kind of hard to feel totally positive about what went down. Like, certainly I'm happy with my new environment, but it also sucks what I went through, right? Well, let's get 2 cards here real quick. Let's get some clarifying energies. We got the Knight of Swords, and we also have here the Nine of Swords, you know? So it's kind of about what you kind of wondering, I think, too, to a certain extent. Knight of Swords showing up over here, that is the card of communication, and also is the card of forward movement. And then the Nine of Swords showing up here, that's the card of fears, anxieties, and worries. And I think that there's another part of you that's like, well, I got hurt so bad, and even though I got, you know, directed to a new environment, what if this new environment ends up being not for me, and then I get hurt again, and then I get directed somewhere else? It's like, how can I trust that my new environment is truly for me? And I think that one of the best ways I can say on how a person can trust that they're exactly where they need to be is it's because they're always exactly where they need to be, you know? So in your new environment, that's the environment you're supposed to be a part of right now, right here at this moment in time. And, you know, the future doesn't matter as much, just as the past doesn't matter. The only moment that truly matters is right now, the present moment. And that's why they call it a gift. So I feel that for Pisceans that are kind of worried about where the future is going to go, don't worry too much about that. If you're happy right now in a new environment, whether you're with a new person, you met new friends, you got a great new job, if you're happy where you're at, live it up and enjoy it. You don't know if it's going to last. You don't know it can last, right? It totally can. So you may not know your future. It may be unclear. But if you know what's clear to you now, and if what's clear to you now is that you're happy and that you're in a good space, live it up and enjoy it for as long as it lasts. Point blank period. Because you know what? Everything in life is temporary at the end of the day, and our life was meant for experiences. And if we can smile through the experiences, that's all the more a bonus. Okay, Pisces? So that's my advice here for you. I think you're just a little spooked. It's like, yeah, heartbreak led me somewhere cool, but what if I get heartbroken here again, and then the cycle continues, right? Don't worry about that kind of stuff. If you're happy where you're at now, just enjoy that opportunity that you have and live it up to the best of your abilities, you know? Don't blind yourself. Two of Swords, as you can see, she's blindfolded here. Don't blind yourself to the happiness you have in front of you just because you lost something in the past that maybe brought you happiness too. Something even better is right here for you. Something even better is showing up in your life, and don't worry about the future of this, but instead focus on the present and enjoy what you got right in front of you, because that's the most important thing. And also that'll remove, you know, that Nine of Swords energy, this anxiety energy. I'm trying to push it away, but it doesn't want to go away. But either way, that will help you eliminate this anxious type of energy, and it will allow you to continue to take action in enjoying your current and present environment. Okay? All right, though, Pisces, of course, do take it how it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but really appreciate you guys tuning in nonetheless, and thank you very, very much, and also happy birthday. Hope you guys are doing great, okay? All right, my Pisces, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. But with that all being said, guys, thank you all so much for coming out to your mid-March 2023 check-in. Really appreciate every single one of you. If you are new here and you're interested in subscribing, I'd be more than happy to have you a part of the Soul family, so definitely do consider subscribing if you're interested. You can also hit that notification bell to never miss when I upload or go live, so I would appreciate that as well. I do want to mention, everybody, if you are interested in personal readings and products and so much more and all things of that nature, check the link in my description below to my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. You can go ahead and get a reading with me. You can also check out all the other stuff I have on the website, if that is something you are interested in overall. All right, but all right, everybody, love every single one of you so much. Have a great and fantastic rest of your mid-March 2023, and I will catch you all in the next video. Much love to my soul family, and guys, take care and have yourselves a good one. Peace.